Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, Ahsoka Tano, the new series for Disney Plus. We don't know much about it at this point. Like, there's not a great deal of information. But what we do know, from a good source, making Star Wars, .net, and they are a good source. They got everything right, categorically, with respect to Obi-wan Kenobi. So I'm inclined to trust their sources. But they're saying here and now that Darth Vader is going to be returning. Sure. With a new suit. Interesting, I guess. Is this going to be more bastardization of Star Wars under Disney, or is this going to make sense? Now, there has been some subtle changes and adjustments of the costume over the period of time, that Darth Vader has been around. So, let's explore what MakingStarWars.net had to say, shall we, ladies and gents? So, Ahsoka, Darth Vader, is reportedly set to return in the Disney Plus series, but with a new look. So, possible spoilers, just as an FYI, because obviously, for those that want and care about the spoilers and stuff like that, you might not want to know this. I don't think many people care anymore, but whatever. So, Hayden Christensen, he is tapped to return as Anakin Skywalker for Ahsoka, which would seemingly indicate that there will undoubtedly be a face-off scene again. Or maybe another back-to-tank scene. I'm incredibly blurry. Just like there was in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Which would be interesting if that is the case. I guess, to a degree, I think I'd be a bit bored with it. Like, I think I'd be like, well, we've seen this already. I don't want to see what essentially equates to, visually a maggot pulsating around in a pickle jar. Just basically what Anakin Skywalker looks like when he's in the back-to-tank. Like, I'm not interested in seeing that. I think it's a bit lame. I think we've seen it enough. But, sure, I understand that a bunch of people will probably want to see it. So, he's set to return. And if he is set to return, then that's the way that they'll do it. Like, there's only, there'll be a face-off scene, or he'll be in a back-to-tank. Or maybe another flashback. Sure. Whatever. But MakingStarWars.net is reporting that Darth Vader is set to appear in Ahsoka. So again, kind of knew that. Reliable sources have already revealed that Hayden Christensen will be part of the show. But seeing as he's not necessarily needed for Vader, common sense says we'll see Anakin Skywalker in and out of the iconic suit, which goes back to what I've just said. So could we be getting some flashbacks again? Be interesting, again, to a degree. Some people, I guess, will question whether that will be interesting or not. I didn't hate the flashback scenes that we got in Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought they were a little bit lazy to not have the de-aging done. Because when you actually compare what he's supposed to look like side by side with how he did look like in the show, it was, boy howdy was that different. So, according to the site, Tom O'Connell is currently being fitted for a new Vader suit. So that's, one of the sort of stunt doubles. I say stunt double, not really a stunt double. Body double. Suit that will see him don that for the entirety of the Disney Plus series. So, I think that's what's interesting about this, is that it's going to be for the entirety of the Disney Plus series. Which I thought it would make more sense if it's not, sort of backwards and forwards, different sort of suits, changing stuff, that sort of thing. I think, to me, that makes more sense, having that be the case. But yeah, apparently not. Interestingly, it's noted that the suit is different to the one that we saw in Obi-Wan Kenobi earlier this year. So, what the site goes on to say is that they made some changes to reflect the time frame. And the choice of words here is in which the sequence takes place. Which I think is a bit... That's the unusual language being used here. They made some changes to reflect the time frame in which the sequence takes place. That doesn't sound like he's going to be donning it for the entirety of the series, does it? It's a sequence. But never mind, maybe it's a sequence of time, and that's what they're pertaining to there. Now, the website themselves go on to speculate that there's a chance we'll see the duel between Ahsoka and Vader from Star Wars Rebels in live action. I'd quite like to see that. I think that would be interesting. I think that's also what a lot of people kind of wanted to see with respect to, Obi-Wan Kenobi. They probably wanted Maul to turn up and seeing that fight. I think a lot of people wanted to see that, but obviously we didn't. Now, remember that also ended with the Sith Lord's helmet being broken open, so that could explain Hayden Christensen's presence. So this is the thing: you need to there needs to be some way to explain why Hayden Christensen's on board for this. So I think ultimately, if they do this duel, which could look good, but they've already bloody done this. They've essentially done this same duel and the same face reveal in Obi-Wan Kenobi. If they do that, good God, these people are the most creatively bankrupt mofos I've ever seen in my entire life. Because that is some real creative bankruptcy right there. Because you know full well it's not going to be early on. That'll be like one of the end scenes again. Ah, look, it's Darth Vader. Ah, look, it's Hayden Christensen. So, it's Anakin Skywalker under there. And that's literally what happened in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Quite literally what happened in Obi-Wan Kenobi. They do that again. Jesus Christ. Anyway, this article states, if we had to hazard a guess, the actor will also make an appearance as a Force ghost, guiding his former apprentice during this adventure. You know what? I wouldn't like that. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't like that. But either way, more Vader definitely isn't a bad thing after Obi-Wan Kenobi, and could spend hundreds of words speculating about his role here. What if she shares the screen with Grand Admiral Thrawn in flashbacks? For now, we'll just have to wait and see. Though it's possible Lucasfilm will share some new details during September's Disney Plus Day. Christensen has been embraced by fans since returning as well. Like, those people, like, he seems to get it with respect to it all. But then there's not much else. You get this article here saying, Ashley Eckstein teases Tales of the Jedi and sharing a Ahsoka Tano role with Rosary Dawson. So there you have it. I think this could lead to some more bastardization, or at least creative bankruptcy. But let me know what you guys think down below. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Cheers, guys. Take care. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.